someone would ask me if I would like to have a glass of water, as a petrolhead, I could give a surprising answer on that question by answering I would rather have a Glas V8. And if you think that that answer is absolutely ridiculous, it shows me that you are not into the history of BMW, because in 1966 BMW bought the German car company Glas, which already had existed since 1883. And in this episode of Driving with Glas, I'm driving this ultra-rare luxury coupe from 1967, the Glas 2600 V8. And thanks to Autofogo in Switzerland, I have the opportunity to drive this car today, which was nicknamed Glaserati. Hi, my name is Cor, and welcome to my channel, Driving with Gloves. I always drive with driving gloves. Your question might be, why does he drive with gloves? And my answer is, why not? Lately I saw the motion picture Lamborghini, the man behind the legend, in which was shown how Ferruccio Lamborghini didn't want to work as a farmer. He took the risk after World War II to develop tractors. He would soon become very successful.
After buying different Ferrari models which had an inferior clutch and gearbox, Ferruccio Lamborghini started a vendetta with Enzo Ferrari, who called him a stupid peasant.
Well, that was what Ferruccio Lamborghini pretended. Perhaps this story was made up by him to promote his own sports cars. But Lamborghini was not the first car maker who started its career by producing agricultural machinery to move then forward to produce street cars.
In the 1940s, due to the war, the request of farming machines in Germany sank enormously, so Glas had to reinvent itself. They saw the enormous success of the production of scooters in Italy by Piaggio, which were called Vespa. So Glas tried a similar thing in afterward Germany, and they became very successful themselves.
The scooters were named after the nickname of the grandson of Hans Glas, the founder of the Glas Company. The nickname of the grandson was Gog.
That was the start of the hugely popular Gogo scooter. In 1952 they started then with the production of small cars, the Gogomobile. And as you can see here, the Gogomobile was so good that it was far superior to its competitors. One of these competitors was the BMW Isetta, the license-built Isorivolta Isetta by BMW, which saved BMW from bankruptcy.
Bequem, billig im Betrieb und leicht zu parken ist die Isetta mit dem Gütezeichen BMW.
After 1 year of production, the Gogomobile was already exported to 36 countries. They produced 170 Gogomobiles a day.
But the years went on and the Germans were getting richer, so Glas also started to build real cars. On the International Car Show in Frankfurt in Germany of 1965, Glas showed a beautiful luxury coupe styled by the famous Italian designer Pietro Frua to the public, which would become Glas's Waterloo, the Glas V8.
Because of its beautiful design by Frua and its resemblance to Maserati, it received the nickname Glaserati.
Un emoji sad, una smiley face. Puedo mandarte selfie, selfie, selfie. Tú quieres jugar, tú me quieres ver. Voy a mandarte selfie.
The V8 engine was put together out of two four-cylinder Glas engines which were used in the Glas 1300 GT, which had also been designed by Frua, of which each engine had a capacity of 1300 cc. So the Glas V8 had a total capacity of 2600 cc. It delivered a power output of 150 PS at 5600 RPM and a torque of 203 Nm at 4500 RPM. Glas built their own engines and they produced one of the first engines with a timing belt instead of a chain. The first automobile, though, with a timing belt was the 1954 Devon Polar racing car, but the first mass-produced vehicle with a timing belt was the Glas 1004 from 1962.
And the V8 had even two timing belts. So you can see that Glas was a very advanced car manufacturer.
The Glas V8 was actually so advanced that it had disc brakes all round, and it even had a double wishbone front suspension and a De Dion rear axle.
The top speed was claimed to be 200 km an hour, which was a lie, because the actual top speed was around 195 km an hour. But in the 1960s that was still very fast.
And the car is also very functional. Look at the boot space, it's enormous.
In 1966, BMW bought Glas for 9.1 million Deutschmark. In 1967, they launched the 3000 V8 with a BMW badge on it. 480 were built. Only 300 of the 2600 V8 from Glas were built.
BMW was not highly interested in the existence of Glas, but were more interested in the factory and the craftsmanship of the employees. So within 2 years after BMW bought Glas, it was the end of Glas. But the factory in Dingolfing, Bavaria, was for a long time the biggest BMW factory worldwide and is still the biggest BMW factory in Europe. So Glas still lives on in BMW.
So what is my impression about the Glas 2600 V8? Well, it's a wonderful looking car. The styling is absolutely amazing, a real 60s car. And I like the design of the 1950s and 1960s. I also like the dashboard. It's wonderful with all these gauges. What do I think of the V8 engine? Well, it's a V8 engine, but you shouldn't expect a V8 engine from the same period, for example, out of a Corvette. It's quite moderate. You don't hear it. It's a luxury car. It's different. It drives well. It's not extraordinary. I have driven better cars, but all in all, it's a lovely car to drive. you very much for watching this episode of Driving with Glass with this wonderful Glaserati Glas 2600 V8. And special thanks goes to Autofogo in Switzerland, who gave me the opportunity to film this car for you today. See you soon in a new episode of Driving with Glass.